Hey guys, it's just your big bad keto daddy Jamie Caparoso here. Thought I'd show, thought I'd shoot you a little Sunday video, give you an update on what I've been doing and what I've been researching, and why I've been doing the things I do. So I get a lot of questions on the Ketonix breath meter and when it's applicable and when maybe you should invest in one and if you really need one or not. And as you guys know, I'm a big fan of it. I kind of am a numbers geek, so I like to keep track of stuff. But I guess the point of this video is to talk to you guys about how I've been using it and how I've been using it to maximize athletic performance in my ketogenic diet as well as fat loss in my ketogenic diet. So we'll just dive right into it here. So in the beginning, I was doing a lot of practice with it. I would take a blood glucose monitor. This is a Precision Extra. I like this one the best. You can get these right on Amazon. And I would take my Ketonix. So in the beginning, I would using a formulated ketogenic diet, and I would measure breath ketones as well as blood glucose. So a little bit of practice and a little bit of playing around kind of coincides with science, and what it says is that when blood glucose is down, acetone production is up, and when acetone production is down, blood glucose would be up, and I was able to confirm that. So, well, in my little n=1 world, I was able to confirm that. So that being said, I started playing with different ways to exercise and how it would affect my blood glucose level and how it would affect my acetone production with the Ketonix. So one of the other things I did was measure the intensity of my workouts, and I did this when I very first started my weight loss journey, as I got a polar heart rate monitor. It wasn't as fancy as this one back then. It used to just be the little cheapo brand that would sync up with your watch, and I could set a min and a max heart rate with my heart rate monitor, and it would beep at me if my heart rate would drop too low, and it would beep at me if I hit the upper range of my heart rate as well. I was trying to look for that metabolic sweet spot back in the day to metabolize fat. Well, fast forward to now, and I have a couple more tools to help coincide with that. So I have my blood meter, and I have my Ketonix, and I have my heart rate monitor. So I've been able to measure all these things and to see if there's any type of correlation or connection between them. So some workouts, I could do a real intense CrossFit workout, and just like a lot of the literature says, is that your liver will dump some of the glucose, and then I would notice a spike in my blood glucose, and then of course I would notice a drop in acetone production. But if I didn't eat anything and I just waited, and I said a video on this before, eventually my blood glucose would level back out to my base number, if not a little lower, and my acetone production would go through the roof. And what I was doing with that then was I was waiting to eat to see when my acetone production would be at its highest, wait for it to come back down to what would be like my benchmark normal, and then I would eat, because I didn't want to circumvent any of my own metabolic processes in metabolizing or oxidizing fat. So that's kind of where I'm at today, except I'm still playing with different workouts: steady state cardio, intense cardio, weight training, yada, yada, yada. Measure it with workload, my workbook, heart rate, and then I can follow it with my blood glucose monitor. Not so much with my glucose monitor anymore, because I know that if my glucose is high, my acetone's low. But if my acetone is low, my glucose is probably high. I've pricked my finger enough, and kind of the point of all this is that once you play with these things long enough, you can use this Ketonix as much as you want. There's just a gas sensor in here that reads the acetone in your breath, or the ketones in your breath, in parts per million. You can log it to your phone. You can keep track of your workout. It's a great tool. Back to my original thing, do you need this to be successful with a ketogenic diet? No. But if you're like me and you really like to dial things in, so I'm busy, I work a lot outside of the keto world, I'm a hydronic salesman, so I don't have a lot of time, so I try to maximize my effort in the gym. And numbers background, being a sales engineer, I like numbers to see if it's working. So I use this a lot, and it goes in spurts. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if I'm really trying to dial things in, or look for, if I got a client who has sneaky carbs in their diet, or they're trying to figure out why they're not burning a lot of fat compared to their friends, and they're, let's say, roughly the same height, weight, dimensions, doing the same workout, sometimes you can use this bad boy to troubleshoot. I picked up Human Metabolism. I got this on Amazon. I'll put a link in the YouTube video below. This is really good if you guys are starting to get a little nerdy with it and want to learn a little bit more about metabolism. If you're brand new to a ketogenic diet and none of this makes sense, but you're curious, of course, there's always my book, which is free download at ketodaddy.com. You get you guys started, or at least get you pointed in the right direction. If you got more questions, you can move on from there. Yeah, last thing. So is there any science with the measuring breath acetone? I read this one a while back, once or twice. It's published in the obesityjournal.org. Measuring breath acetone for monitoring fat loss review by Joseph Anderson. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll read it again, and then I'll see if I can't put a link below, or at least rename it below in the notes or whatever. But Measuring Breath Acetone for Monitoring Fat Loss Review by Joseph C. Anderson, www.obesityjournal.org. So that being said, you guys have a great Sunday. That's a quick video with a lot of information. Again, do you need it, Ketonix or blood meter, to be successful on a ketogenic diet? Not really. Chasing ketones really isn't the point of this little video. The point is that you might be able to use something like this or the blood meter to dial in your ketogenic diet, or be more effective with it, which is what I've been playing with. So anyway, happy Sunday. This is your Keto Daddy saying holla if you hear me. Have a good Sunday. Bye, guys.